So, for example, Founders Executive, there were 700, like 7,000, over 7,000 people on the list, right? But I uploaded into Apollo, only like 35 of them, 3,500 had like verified leads, right? So even though you might have a lot of connections on LinkedIn, they might not really have adequate or verified emails. And it's tough to reach out to people on LinkedIn because LinkedIn has a limit. Even if you have Sales Navigator, they only like allow you to contact 100 people a day. If you do more than that, like suppose you contact 500 a day for 3 days, they like, like do something to your account or cut it off or something. Or they'll cut it off, but like they do something to it, right? So it's very hard to reach out to people on LinkedIn, so to speak. So that's definitely a challenge, right? One thing I do need to get better at is the follow up, right? So I got to do better following up. So let me talk about the podcast real fast. The podcast is going very, very well. So it's a top 2.5% podcast in the world. It's it's 1 month. Last year it's been either like between number 80 or 97 as a top tech podcast in the world. Where these numbers comes from, I couldn't tell you. Be honest, if you look like at the stats on Libsyn, it doesn't seem like it should be that high. But 2.5%, that's pretty good. Out of I think there's like 4 million active podcasts on the world. No, I think there's like, remember correctly, there's 4 million podcasts on Apple Podcasts, but only 300,000 of them are active. So like, take it as it is. One thing, so I've had some really good guests on the podcast. U.S. Olympians, the Mayor of Bellevue, Mark Schreiner's been on. Just like a lot of cool guests and not doing a lot of really cool things. One thing I do have to get better is like using the podcast as like a tool for Cavness HR, right? I mean, like I have guests on, I just have to do better at that, and I have to do a better job of like when I'm on the podcast, like advertising Cavness HR, talking about what I'm doing. Like I'll do like a little ad in the beginning, talking about the Wefunder ebooks, but I have to maybe like spread out more during the podcast. So one thing that's cool, like I always get like, 3-4 emails or texts a day from different people on me in the podcast, but they're usually from out of town. I don't do Zoom or virtual. Some people have actually come here from out of town to be on the podcast, who like still like tripping me out. But I have like a backlog of like a couple hundred people in Seattle who want to be on the podcast. It was crazy. I have a backlog, maybe 80 people in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, who want to be on the podcast. So I'm definitely taking the podcast back there probably next March to do some more podcast episodes there. So things I'm probably changing about the podcast. Right now, everything's free. But I'm seriously considering, like, when a guest comes on, like the video and the audio will always be free for the guests. But right now, like I do like 60 1-minute clips of doing some video stuffs and give it to them. I'm probably start charging for that. I'm also looking like maybe start doing like sponsorship ads from different companies, right? Like I always get like emails from companies like, do you want to do like a collaboration affiliation, like where they say, hey, make a video of whatever it is and we get you 10% of the sales. Well, that's not going to work for me. I need like, extra ads. So I'm going to probably work on that too. So I know that's a lot of ranting right there. But if you want to be on the podcast, let me know. I think it's a good time. One thing I'm proud of, everyone who came on the podcast has said they've had a great time. Obviously having like all this bourbon here helps out a little bit. Now, it's not a requirement to drink. Everyone doesn't drink. Probably like 50% of the people drink. But I will tell you, when there's drinking going on, the podcasts are a whole lot more fun, as you can imagine, right? People always ask me what's some of my favorite podcasts. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. It's been so many great podcasts, so much great times, right? Like, I think I'll steal what Tom Brady says. When they used to ask Tom Brady, what's your favorite Super Bowl? He'd always say the next one. What's your favorite Super Bowl victory? He always say the next one. So I always say my next podcast guest. So, and I like talking to different people. On next Monday, I'm talking to Taylor Ray. Let me pull up her LinkedIn so I can tell her who she is. I don't want to mess it up. So I've known Taylor for a while. I was finally able to get her on the podcast. So she's a marketing director. Let me pull up on the screen. No, wrong one. So she does some amazing things. She recently graduated from Pacific Lutheran University out of Tacoma, Washington. Same college my daughter graduated from. And so at the same time, she had a business. So she was a marketing director, Success Club founder, and doing a lot of cool things. So she's coming on next Monday. And then on the 30th, have a lady named Andrea Suarez. She's the founder executive director of ReHeart Seattle. And so ReHeart Seattle has been in the news for a bit, but ReHeart Seattle, they're like boots on the ground, grassroots community, and they're trying to make Seattle beautiful and safe for all. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation with her. But if you want to be in the podcast, just reach out to me and we can make it happen. So I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. But like I said, some call to actions. Go to Wefunder. I'll put in the links on the social media or whatever. Wefunder.com/CavnessHR. Oh, let me backtrack again. So on the Wefunder, it's like I said, you have to raise at least $50,000 to get any money. We're doing on a future safe, on a safe. The valuation cap for Cavness HR is $4 million. And if you invest, I think it's like first 25,000 or 30. If you invest the first 30,000, you'll get a discount of 20% in the next funding round. Different perks based on how much you invest: $100, $250, up to $10,000. We have 3 investors already, but way behind where we need to be at. So check out the Wefunder campaign. I'm not all over the place right now, so let me go here. Go to the pitch deck real fast. So I'll do a quick run through here. And obviously this pitch deck has changed thousands of times. Like I had a pitch deck for the Wefunder launch in Ho Chi Minh City, another deck for the Seattle Got Tech event. So I'm an INFJ retired U.S. Army officer. Like I said, we're going to do the software development partnership with Tech Bank. It's going to save up to 75% on versus U.S. developers. And they've done a lot of launch stuff. So some of the traction we have revenue of $51,000 is not a lot. We have had a small investment of $35,000. Another thing we want to do with Cavness HR is the fact that remote work has changed. Like the workforce has changed, right? And these stats are based in the United States, but you can do them all through like the world. Like I did this. This slide is for the United States. I did another slide for Vietnam, and the numbers are very comparable, right? And I know you probably can't see this. So, like remote work is going to be 70% by 2028. It was only 29% pre-COVID. Contracts, 50%. So this, the workforce has changed, right? Because like one thing you want to do with Cavness HR, like you might have a small business owner. And back in the day, like everyone would be there in that location, right? But now you might have people like working for you in like Dallas, Texas, Denver, Vietnam, Ukraine, Poland. And so we want to be the platform that brings all that together. So we talked about that earlier, how small business owners lost in chaos, all the different things. Want to highlight ad hoc HR. So ad hoc HR, that's where like the small business owner says, "Hey Betty, you're doing a great job at bookkeeping. As a reward, what's the saying? The reward for good work is more work." And so, hey Betty, now do HR, right? And that's a lose-lose because now Betty, instead of being focused 100% of the time on bookkeeping and doing a great job, they're now like doing bookkeeping 70% of the time, and so that goes down. And HR have no idea how to do HR, so that's going to go down too. So this is a big market. If you combine U.S. consulting with the worldwide TAM and like global tech, whatever, it's over $100 billion industry across the world. Of course, you can break it like this is broken down. There's one thing about HR is it's so expansive, right? So there's like recruiting, payroll, benefits, compliance, on and on, right?